Yes guys, we're starting this video back to front. As you can see, my lovely 2017 330e is looking amazing. There's a ton of work that goes on in this video to bring the car up to this stage. I'm just at the final little bit. We're getting some tints done and then that's it. We're gonna be wrapping it up. But at the end of this video, I'm gonna be selling this car and hopefully we're gonna be making a ton of profit. But as you know, in the salvage game, nothing is guaranteed and everything is a risk. But to minimize my risk in the salvage game, I use today's sponsors, Car Vertical. So guys, as you know, I purchase a ton of salvage cars, which means that they're used cars. And with everyone, I want to know the history of those cars. So I always get a report from Car Vertical. Now I bet you're asking, why Car Vertical? When you use Car Vertical for your vehicle history report, you're getting all the previous pictures of the damage, you get to review the history of the mileage on the car, and more importantly, you get to see if the car's been in any accidents with all the pictures to prove, and you can make your mind up whether that's a car for you or you're gonna skip on that. And that's what I do. I know that I plug on about this a lot, but if you make the wrong decision at the purchasing stage when you're in the salvage game, or if you're just buying a used car, it can affect you in the long term. And that's why you should go ahead right now, click the link down below, use the discount code and get a car history check from Car Vertical. And as an added bonus, if you remember, you used to get 10% off. I had a word with them and I said, listen, you gotta look after the SN squad a bit better. And now you're getting 20% thanks to Salvage Nation. So click the link down below, do a check on any cars you're gonna be buying. Trust me, it's gonna be worth it in the end. Right, with all of that said, there's a ton of work to get into so that we can get you up to speed. So roll on the video. Guys, it's a lovely morning. BMW made some deliveries yesterday. I'll show you those in a minute. But first, I don't want the RA, I don't want the Aston, I don't want the M6. Guys, remember you can get some tickets for the BMW Stage 2 M6. Don't want that. I need this bad boy. My 330e, let's go get it. Don't make me look for the keys like that again, man. Don't hit my Duke. Guys, if anyone's interested, I've got a little 2012 Duke for sale. Lovely little runner. Gonna make someone very happy. That's my car. I'm gonna be selling that. But this is what we're here for. It's lovely, isn't it? It's so smooth. 7 grand. Alrighty guys, good morning, welcome back. It's been a busy morning so far. You've seen we're active, but today we're back on my lovely 2017 330e. And in the last episode, I proposed the question to all of you guys. Do you think salvage is dead? I've seen your responses, and in this episode, I'm gonna be wrapping up everything on this little car, and hopefully we're gonna be turning a profit. I'm looking for 5K minimum. Let's go. I picked up a replacement front bumper that cost me about 160 quid. I also went ahead and I ordered all the broken splash guards from BMW. That cost me £102. And in this box, this is a replacement headlight for this passenger side, because in the last episode I showed you that was completely broken to bits. However, the modules are all good. So we're gonna unbox this, transfer the modules over. I wanna do a test fit on everything, get everything all buckled down, just make sure that everything is fitting and aligning good. And then I'll strip down the bumper again and I'll go ahead and get that into paint. Akil's gonna spray that for me and Akil's gonna repair this bit of bodywork damage right here. Once all of that is done, I need to get a new tire for this front passenger side, and then the car can go to MOT, and I'm gonna be listing this, and I'm gonna be showing you exactly how much I'm gonna list it for and where I'm gonna be listing it. If anyone is watching this and they're interested in this car, do get in touch. So guys, 1, 2, 3, but I've just realized that I'm actually missing one, and this is for the indicators LED. Everything in this light is LED, but I'll have to order one of them. But for today, we can still assemble the rest of everything. So as soon as I plugged it in, they seem to be working. I've got the angel eyes, I've got everything, seem to be working. It's all right, I'll stick you on the time lapse, buckle down all of that, and then I'm gonna put the front bumper on. So guys, the headlight is in, that's completely bolted down, it's nice and solid. We've just got to do a bit of bodywork here, but I wanted to get this in place. I'm going to do a test fit on the bumper, and then we will know the guidelines for when we're straightening, beating and bodyworking this part of the wing here. Have a look at the broken splash guard. I've still got a few bolts to remove from here, but the new splash guard is in place like I said. And finally, this little piece, it's actually in okay condition. I didn't have to change it. But have a look at the connecting points right here are all damaged. So I just didn't want it to be flapping, so we've got a new one on the car, and that's nice and solid. Okay guys, so we're making great progress on this lovely 2017 BMW 330e, but it's Thursday the 15th, one day after Valentine's Day. I hope you guys had a great Valentine's Day with your significant other, but it's really hot today, like literally everyone keeps coming in. Do you think it's hot where you are? Let me know. It's hot, I am sweating. Anyway, let's unpack this bumper, and I want to do a test fit on the front of the car. Yeah, let me get that. Perfect. Have a look at that fitment. Jeez. Alright guys, so have a look at this driver's side. Everything here is fitted up perfectly. I'm happy with that. However, on the passenger side, I'm running into some issues. There's a little bit too much resistance here because this bumper is having to go too far back. When I fitted this headlight earlier on, I fitted it blindly and it's too far into the car, it's too far back. So what I'm gonna do now is loosen up all the bolts and nuts for the headlight, pull it to the front of the car, and then that will line it all up and make sure that everything's all lined up, and then I can torque it down. So that's the reason why I'm doing this test fit. But the front of this car is coming together really, really nicely, and I should be out of here in no time. Have a look at that. The front bumper has transformed the front of this lovely 330e. As you can see, I haven't tightened up these nuts at the top, so there's lots of movement there, so I can adjust that. Another thing that I'm noticing is, but I'm gonna have to wait until this bodywork is completed. This headlight, this bit of the bumper clips into the top of the headlight, so we can adjust the headlight up and down on this side. And as you can see, there's a gap there. But it also looks like this bonnet right here is slightly bent. So when Akil straightens that up and he's happy with that, we can come back, adjust this headlight again, and get those gaps looking nice and symmetrical. But have a look at that, guys. This little car is coming together. And speaking of that, what I'm gonna do now is just put the wheels back on, take it outside, and I'll show you some slow motion shots of this car. I might even take it for a first test drive because I need to take it to get a new tire. Slight change of plan. Because I'm a perfectionist when it comes to this sort of stuff, it really irks me to see these lines. Have a look at this. I had a little play around with the brackets and the headlights, etc., and now everything looks 100% better. Like literally, just have a look at all of that. Now, like I said, this can still adjust in and out like so, but in terms of the levelness, it feels really, really nice, really level. And once the car's finished, I can go ahead and line that up even more in terms of the thickness of the gap, but in terms of the level, that's 1,000,000 times better. Very happy with that. Finally guys, I was just about to put the wheel on, head out for a quick test drive, but the guys over at EU Parts, they've just delivered this. Inside this box is that replacement stabilizer linkage, track rod arm, whatever you want to call it. That cost me £11.69. So whilst the wheel is off, I'll go ahead, get that fitted and get the car outside. Don't worry, it's electric. No noise, don't get scared. It's electric, it's electric. So guys, the joys of trade insurance, you just hop in and drive. Tire pressure, so we're gonna get that sorted. But have a look at this beast. Look at him, don't wanna get too close. So guys, take a look at that. Look at the state of that, man. Yeah. Does it go through to the inside? Just about. You can see there's a little bruise right there. But anyway, this is no good. So guys, new tyre fitted. That cost me 40 quid. Mates rates and that. When you use local businesses and you're accustomed to using local businesses, you get better rates. So if you're in the salvage game, just keep going back to the same businesses that you always use and build some form of relationship. But now this new tyre is on, the car is driving even more smoothly and I'm super happy so far. Let me know what you think thus far, but for now, let's get back to the garage. So guys, I sanded it all back to the bare metal and I tried my hand at a little bit of bodywork, panel beating. How do you think I've done? I think it's alright, but the guys are laughing at me. Akil's over there laughing. I reckon I've done alright. I've gotten rid of the big old gash that was there, but I'll leave it for Akil. Akil's gonna come in now and he's gonna just tidy everything up and just complete the bodywork on this so we can get it into paint the front bumper, assemble everything, and then this car is gonna be done. How much do you think we can sell this for? Let me know in the comments down below. Alright guys, it's actually 3 days later. My guy Akil came in, he done his thing, check this out. So he went ahead, he completed all the bodywork on the bonnet, sprayed the entire bonnet, have a look at that. It hasn't even been polished yet, but it feels so smooth, it feels so nice. All the lines have been retouched, everything is all good on that side. Have a look at the wing. The wing was damaged here, have a look at that. It's all good, all sprayed. And now all I need to do is clean everything up, reassemble the headlight, line everything back up. And he also went ahead and sprayed the bumper. I'm gonna grab that in a second. I've got the old bumper as well. I need to remove all the bits from the old bumper, transfer it over to the new one. So when I say bits, I'm talking about the radar sensors, I'm talking about parking sensors and the wiring, etc., etc. Get everything assembled, and then we're gonna be finishing this build in this episode. Let's go. Alright, so guys, have a look at this front end now. The way that everything is lining up is looking great. The color match is perfect. I know a lot of you guys got into the comments in the last video on the RS5 and told me about the front end looking different to the rear end. Of course, if you guys watched the video, I said I'm going back in time to earlier on in the evening where we met the owner. That was prior to polishing, that was prior to everything else. The car was covered in muck and dirt at that time, which gives it a brown tinge. Anyway, have a look at how everything is lining up there. Everything is lining up great on the little 3 Series, and I still believe this is going to be a good money maker. Some of you guys got in the comments as well and said that it's not going to make that much. I'm happy. This is going to be a lovely car for someone. We had a bit of a delay on this side. If you look down at the bottom, Akil went ahead and repaired it, but it looks like the guys over at Copart, when they were using the forklifts, it had a massive gouge in this side skirt right here. So we went ahead, did some body work to that. Just got a little bit of filler now. Once that dries, sand it down, and we're going to spray this entire running board section here, side skirt, whatever you want to call it. So let's do the final bits. We're going to get it polished up now. I'm going to put the wheels back on, leave it to charge, and we're going to wrap this build up in this episode. Alright you guys, quick update. I went ahead, I buckled down obviously the wheel, all the splash guards, all the under trays, everything has been buckled down. I went ahead and I fitted that drop link. I replaced the inner track rod arm. So everything there is all coming together. I'm gonna leave this now. I'm feeling a little bit coldy. I'm gonna head home. I'll come in the morning. Hopefully I'll feel a lot better. And the still should be painted, and then we can finally wrap up this build. Guys, it's the next day. I've just got a very important package. You guys aren't ready for how sick this car is coming out, but I'm gonna show you right after I fit this. Alright you guys, so we've come to the end of the video and now it's time to wrap up everything. I've got my phone out, so that can only mean one thing. It's time to talk a bit of money. And I'm going to be telling you how much was it to get this car from being a wreck into something that looks completely amazing, it drives amazing, and this is going to make someone very happy. And hopefully it's going to make me happy in the pockets, because we're going to be aiming to make a decent profit. So the base cost of the car from Copart was 7.5. So that's with everything, 7.5. Then we paid 290 quid for delivery from a place called Peterlee. That's quite far from London where we are right now. So Peterlee is out there, but got a good link. JA recovery, 290 quid. The headlight was very expensive on this car. That was 350 quid. I paid 40 quid for a tire, 50 quid for one of the arms, the control arms on the car. That's the first thing that we changed. The front bumper was another thing that was expensive. That was 230 quid. I spent 103 pounds from BMW for a bunch of miscellaneous parts, splash guards, parts, etc., etc. Then I paid 40 quid, 39 pounds, 40 quid for the tiny little module for the LED lights right here. That is for the indicator lights, that was 40 quid. 500 pounds for the bodywork. That is a really good price that I paid. Bit of mates rates to Akil. We done repair the bonnet, spray the complete front bumper, repair the wing, spray the wing, The entire car got polished, everything was lined up, everything looks amazing. It looks really, really nice. I'm happy with that. That cost 500 quid. Normally, you will pay a little bit more than that. We sent off a V62, that was 25 quid. We got the car taxed at the same time. In total, we spent 118 pounds. And finally, this bit was an extra. I'm not gonna include it, but I'm gonna let you know. As you saw, we just got the car tinted. That was 140 quid. But like I said, you can take that away from the overall rebuilding cost of the car, and that's it. Everything on the car is done. Let me know what you think. This is where we're gonna wrap up. In the next episode, I've got a crazy, crazy link up with one of the biggest YouTubers in the UK. If you follow me on Instagram, you already know. So that's why I always say follow on Instagram. But anyway, this is where I'm gonna head off. And like I always say, keep it moving, and I'll see you in the next one. Thank you for watching. If you enjoyed that, why don't you check out one of my previous videos on the left? There's plenty in the playlist. And if you want to know more about the Salvage game, why don't you become a member of Salvage Nation, and I'll be there to guide you along the way. And don't forget, you can follow me on Facebook, TikTok and Instagram if you want to get an inside scoop before YouTube.